Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend coming at you again to make you understand the prophecy that are being that are fulfilling themselves right before our eyes. Okay, so first of all, I want you to understand that what we are seeing with this coronavirus, again, it is only a test. Remember that old commercial that they used to say, this is only a test of the American broadcasting system? This is only a test? Well, this is only a test. Okay? But it will take some people, that test will take many people with it. And it's only a test. Now, I want you to imagine the real thing. I mean, if people are reacting by what man is doing to them, by actually, I should say, Satan's disciple is doing to them, with this coronavirus, imagine how they're going to react when God manifests himself on the human scene, which is very, very soon. He will baptize this earth with fire. Ladies and gentlemen, this show, this channel, is a Bible-based channel that was inspired out of love for my human being, regardless of what they are, regardless of who they are, regardless of where they come from. It don't matter to me. As long as you are a human being, you're ready pass the test with me. Now, let us I'm going to read you some things, then I'm going to start reading from the book, okay? Because I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, remember what they say, knowledge is power? Well, this is the only knowledge that it is really powerful. Now, this is not my opinion. This is not my point of view. This is not an opinion. What I'm giving you is reality, ladies and gentlemen. But we human beings have been so consumed and so overwhelmed by the devil's games, okay? Because remember, we humans just got here. The devil has been around forever, from everlasting to everlasting. In fact, that's why his punishment will be from everlasting to everlasting. Okay? But before that, he would like to take as many humans as possible with him. Now you may say, well, Ruben, this something is not adding up here. What do you mean that he wants to? Well, his purpose is to irritate the heck out of the Creator. Because remember, his fight is against the Creator. And if we are the Creator soldiers, he's going to come after us as well. So do not be afraid, ladies and gentlemen. How's your faith in your Creator? Ask yourself that. Okay. Now, once you resolve that, then you won't have no problem. Because you leave everything in his hand. Here we go. The many faces and aspect of evil. Since humans fell from grace by falling in the first psychological operation thrown at us by the devil, just like he first did in heaven and convinced a third of the angels to follow him. Hence, the reason he was thrown out of paradise by God, the I am. See, we humans simply became little demons in the flesh via our human nature, which overwhelms us. Because we decided to run away with him and worship. Heck, the whole world worship him instead of going against ourselves and follow our Creator. Now, why do I say against ourselves? Because if we go to Romans 8, let's go to Romans 8 for once, because this is going to speed up the process. Romans 8 says the following. Romans 8 and verse 7 says the following. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. So you understand? Ever since we fell from the grace of the Creator, we actually became little demons in the flesh. Created, in fact, we became an abomination. Because we are still created in the image of God, but we became demons. So now that the devil knows he's got this power and control over humanity, he has come up with many aspects to control us even more. He manifests himself in the air, being that, as the Bible calls him, he is the prince of the air. So he knows that he's got this control over humanity, so he can decide who's going to live and who's going to die. Now, this is where the path thickens when it comes to him deciding who's going to die and who's going to live. If you are a real God soldier, he cannot decide that. I'm sorry. He cannot decide. He cannot decide to kill you. He will have to go to God and ask God for permission to kill you. But of course, God is not going to let that happen. But that's how it works. Those are the rules, the spiritual rules, my friend. Because in every relationship, whether it be in spiritual, human relationships, or spiritual relationship, once you violate those rules, that's it. You're no longer you. Once you stop being who or what you are, then you are nothing. And that's what the devil is. He's nothing. He's a virus. He's been a virus ever since he was in heaven, and then he became a more vicious virus when he was thrown to earth. And ever since he has infected humanity with the satanic human nature. Okay, now. So he's the prince of the air. So what does he control? He controls all of the media in the United States. If not, do your research on Operation Mockingbird, where the CIA actually worked with the media to shape society's mind. Okay? Because they know the power of communication. He was the first communicator. The devil was the first communicator, the first, and that's why they call him, that's why he's called in the Bible Prince of the Air. Number two, he controls the entertainment industry. I've been telling you that for the longest. You have to sell your soul in order for you to get a hold of the millions of dollars. Three, big pharma. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's no human misery upon this planet, if there are no diseases upon this planet, how can big pharma survive? I mean, common sense would tell you that. So of course they push him for this, virus. and which they help to create, because it is in their best interest. And FAUCI, whatever his name is, I killed his name, Dr. Fauci, who's part of the, coronavirus commission or whatever, this group fighting. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a complete joke. Back in 2017, I believe, as I have previously mentioned here, 61,000 Americans died just of the simple flu. And up to now, 2,000 have died. And look how they have pumped this up. See? Because of the media. This is what is called the beginning of the dollar collapse. This is going to have such a negative effect disaster effect on the economy. See, because you go against the Federal Reserve, remember they control the money. So, Bill Gates, George Soros, the Federal Reserve, they all have their hands on this. Remember the simulation that they have back in New York in October of 2018 called Event 201. The CIA was part of it. Johns Hopkins University was part of it. Bloomberg was part of it. And of course, Bill Gates of Hell and Belinda Foundation were part of it. So here we go. 4, food chain. The food chain have been completely corrupted. If not, do your research on Monsanto, ladies and gentlemen. The human immune system has been compromised, not just with vaccine, but with the chemical field, the GMOs in our food. So of course, it was a matter of time before they set humanity for a virus that completely took. It was so well planned. They have agents all over this earth. That's why it spread so fast. So we exploded on the scene. It was like little bombs exploding all over the planet while they were having fun. Here we go. Religions. I already told you about religion. Religion is one of the biggest aspects. In fact, religion controls society. Religious beliefs. Because it controls human emotions. Once you control human emotions, ladies and gentlemen, you got them. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I've been telling you about just that. I gave you a little example as to when I used to work as a door-to-door salesman many moons ago. The human mind is so easy to deceive. 6, politics. Well, the devil will put his minions in high places because they will do his bidding, just like the religious leaders, which, by the way, in this case would be the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope. In fact, I believe it's May 10. There's a big global pact. I may send you a couple of links, so please take a look at them to see. And by the way, some of the links that I'm sending you, the people that are in these links, they really don't push the God narrative, because maybe they have a different concept of God, but they say the truth. So what I do, I send you these links, right? Then I give you the Bible context of it. Okay? Now, science, of course, they can control the science because the science that he teaches is what? Evolution, that the earth is a globe. The NASA pushed it. Well, the United Nations, if you look at the United Nations logo, it's a flat earth. They know it. But the people are so blind, it is unbelievable. That's how they play God. They show you the truth right in front of you, you don't even see it. For instance, the World Health Organization, WHO, the World Health Organization, it shows you right in the logo a serpent rolled up on that thing, on that staff. Well, what do you think that symbolizes? The God of this world. The God of this world. And then once you understand it, then you know why this viruses and why they hate humanity. In fact, they shown them many years ago. With the fact that there are 50 million kids, human beings, that are being aborted. And nobody cries pandemic. Business are not closed for that. Oh, that's okay. To kill the defenseless, because the devil is a coward. And he knows he's going to lose at the end. He lost in the beginning, he will lose at the end. So he will try to do everything to confuse the masses. That's why they play against each other. Don't you see? They play against each other. One tell you one thing and then the other will tell you another. And then of course number 8, education. Again, it's a brainwashing system. That's how schools are. They own your kids. Once you send them to school, you know they don't belong to you. Okay, so because they're brainwashing your kids with this theory of evolution. In fact, do you know that evolution is taught in Catholic Church? Do you know the Roman Catholic, the Roman Catholic, the beast, believe in aliens? Of course, because aliens are demons. Anyway, in fact, the big global pact that's coming down the pipe, I believe it's May 10. Many different world leaders will have a meeting with the Pope, and they're going to talk about the need for education. In fact, I forgot the guy's name. The biggest Shiite leader in the Muslim religion met him, and they kissed each other. Remember? Of course. You know why? Because Islam came out of the Roman Catholic Church. Don't believe me? I love it. Please, I beg of you, please do not believe me. Do your own research. Believe your own eyes. You see why the system laughs at us? Because he got us by the balls. Through a history that has been the game, the devil's game. And he wins all the time. The devil never loses, he says. Number 10, sports. So they put a stop to business, sports, and religion because they control them. By the way, there are many ranks in the satanic order. Okay? I will make another video in that in terms of the ranks and the names. But this is how they govern. Then this is how the disciples govern themselves. They will scare you, they will intimidate you, and then to get you to submit. And that's the same psychological game that they using with this coronavirus. Now, here are some of the presently Satan's disciples to bring us the disaster new dawn upon the earth. The Rothschilds, the Bill Gates, the bushes. Remember the bush? Remember the hold on 1 second. So Aleister Crowley is the great, he's the granddad, is the great granddad of, he's related to the bushes. In fact, if you go to Google right now, Barbara Bush was one of Aleister Crowley's daughter. Of course, some people are going to say, wait a minute, no, this is not true. Of course, because that's what they're good at. They a lot of this information, that's why this whole world is deceived. You got the Kennedys, you got the Rockefellers, you got the Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, DuPont, the Waltons, and that's just to name a few. The Soros, the George Soros, okay? Mike Bloomberg. These are some of the richest folks on this planet. And they got their hands on the Federal Reserve. But anyway, let us go quickly to the Bible, okay? So remember what I read to you on Romans 8, verse 7, that the mind, the human mind, is enmity against God, right? All right. Now, if we go to Matthew chapter 16, Matthew chapter 16, verse 24, it says, now Yahushua is the one that's talking here. Then said Christ unto his disciple, if any man would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So you see, you got to deny yourself. You got to humble yourself. You got to say, I'm no good. You have to admit who or what you are. What you are. Okay? What are you? A sinner. A disgusting sinner. Because again, what did I say? What did I write here? This is what I wrote. That ever since humans fell from grace, we humans became little demons, and we ran away with our God, which is Satan. Now, let us go to Matthew 7. Matthew 7. Okay? And then once you read Matthew 7, verse 13, you will understand as to why I have so few subscribers. Because this truth is not, this world is not ready for this truth. It's as totally unacceptable to them. That's why my videos, and I guarantee you this, will be demonetized. And I don't care. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to present to you the gospel of the kingdom of God, which is coming, which is here. It's almost here, ladies and gentlemen. It's at the door. Now you may choose to believe me or not. You may say, well, he's a voice in the forest. Why should we listen to him? Okay. He's crazy. Okay. But in the meantime, here we go. Chapter 7, verse 13 says, enter you at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And verse 15, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Okay? So, now, let us go to Matthew. Well, this video is about to say bye-bye. But before it does, let's go to Luke 4. Remember? Luke 4. Luke 4, chapter 5, verse 5. Luke chapter 4, verse 5. And the devil taking him up into a high mountain, shewed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. The devil is having a conversation with Christ, Yahushua. 6. And the devil said unto him, all this power would I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whoever I will give it. 7. If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. 8. And Yahushua Christ answered and said unto him, get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. See how stupid this thing? See, the devil is stupid, ridiculous,